So we're live now?
Yeah.
Well, let's open it properly. Say cheers.
I got my own can.
I always used to do that as a child.
Yeah.
It's around the corner.
Like this.
Around the corner of thing. Take my card together.
Taken away by aliens.
What's that?
Taken away by aliens.
I'm going to take off the skin. Show who you truly are.
So,
Disclosure time.
So how is everybody? Hello, everyone that's here already. Sorry that we was a little bit later. My computer was, no computer. It's having trouble. So I've got my old laptop on, so that's fine. So let us know if you can hear us all okay. We've got Inga in the house. Surprise for everybody. It wasn't actually announced, but we spoke the other day, didn't we, Inga? And I said, oh God, you could come on because we've got some really sort of interesting information that was all coming through. So, yeah. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and it's continued during the night. So I said today, I feel like I'm in the shift of ages. Yeah. Yes.
So. Right, let's see who's in the house. So we've got Robert in. Robert's got lots to say as well, haven't you, Robert?
Yeah. Always.
Robert's been to an awful lot this week.
Well, we are very curious about your Indian style in the tipi and the outdoors. So
yeah, but it was wonderful.
What happened?
I don't know. Is it my speaking time already?
Yes. Yeah. You can speak whenever you want to speak. I was just going to say hello to everybody that's in the house. So we have our old favourites. We have Pipe and Slippers. Afternoon, everybody. That's how he speaks. Hello, everybody. This is Adele. Adele in. Already talking amongst themselves. Look at them, Adele and Pipe saying hi. It's funny, isn't it? And we've also got Angel. So, and Donna's in as well. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Yeah, so good. It's lovely, isn't it? Who else we got in? Patty's in. Patty's in the house. Hello, Patty.
Angel,
Nikki's
there.
Pretty jumper. Thank you. And just going to say hi. Yes, Inga's in. And then we have Yana. Yana? Oh, and P's in. Hi, Yana.
And a bit three above, three up.
Oh, yes.
And one more.
And da, da, da.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Yes, so we've got everybody in the house, and whoever hasn't said hi, we're saying hi from now, even if you're on replay. So welcome everybody to the unmissable information, hot of the press, taking over mainstream news, giving you the real information with what's going on in this world.
It's disclosure time.
Disclosure. Socks off, everyone.
Yeah.
There we go. I went to the pub.
You went to the pub?
Yeah, I had a cup of tea and an orange juice. Had some lunch out. It was really lovely. Right, okay. Oh, and Anne-Marie. Did we say hello to Anne-Marie?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Cool. Right, okay. So we said our hellos, and thank you everybody for joining us. If you've got any questions about anything that we're going to be talking about, which is going to be really, really like information. So so who are we going to start off with then?
Well, I did my ayahuasca last Sunday with Patricia, and it was amazing. And the result was that we are on soul level getting much more connected than we were before. and it's starting to get more and more on thought level that we are already thinking the same things. And we spent the whole week in a yurt, which was really lovely.
What's it called?
A yurt. It's a Mongolian tent.
Yurt.
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 Very amazing.
Yeah.
Lovely.
It's a round tent with it had a fireplace in it. Really nice. And we expected really bad weather, and it was only some sunshine. So that was cool.
Bonus.
Yeah, bonus. And for me, it was really great because I could, when I did my Anihorta ceremony, then I went to sleep, and then I put the alarm clock, woke up, get out of the bed, did the ceremony, get back into the bed.
Guess who's moving to a yurt?
Yeah. So it was really nice. Yeah, really great. But Inger, what's your topic about your age?
My shift of the ages. Well, it's been very, very intense with the incoming energies the last week. And I feel like it started with, I felt again the feeling that I'm kind of squeezed to the degree you can be squeezed, like every cell is like twisted, and you walk back and forth in your apartment, and I say to myself, I'm not crazy, I'm not going to be crazy, wasn't crazy the last time, I'm not going to be crazy this time either. I can do this, right? Mm-hmm. And then I reached the phase of integration of this. And then my higher self popped in a few days ago, and she said, holographic imprints in your hologram. And I said, what's that all about? And she started to show me that, the hologram is the part of us we are connected to that gives us the experience of a reality. Very, very simply explained. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plugged in.
Plugged in completely, yeah. And there can be imprints or implants in your connection to the holographic pattern that gives you certain experiences. And right now, all on this planet are at a place where we are shifting hologram. And this is kind of interesting because where the collective consciousness is right now is what we call the Christ consciousness level. It has nothing to do with religion, but it's more a conscious state of open heart and love and presence. The Christ consciousness energy is related to the 10th chakra, which again is connected to our knees. Mm-hmm. Every chakra point or energy point have a connection to our body. Now, behind our knees is a special chakra or energy point called the Omega.
Omega,
yeah. Yeah, which is our connection point. It's the point we connect to the hologram.
That's your area.
It's where the energy grounds us completely. And you can notice if you get nervous, if you get afraid, whatever, and you have problems staying present, what happens? Your knees start to shake, or you feel like your knees like gel, right? Because the connection to the hologram starts to diminish a little bit. You try to jump out. So when this new level of collective consciousness start to come in, it's very important to be completely connected to the Omega so that you get a grip on the reality, right? Many of us, like myself, have had an imprint or an implant that said that I could expand this far and no further. It was like every time I reached a certain level of consciousness, I hit the roof with my head and boing, back down again. And again and again and again, this had taken place in my life. And then I tried to get a true understanding of this holographic thing. And I went out to the trees and they explained to me, you have to clear the implants and the imprints, because there's a whole new hologram available for all of you, a hologram where you are creating and receiving the potentials of the new.
So you say that clear the imprints and plans of the omega.
In the omega.
In the omega.
That has to do, because the omega, it's not, unfortunately, not much spoken about, but it's behind your knees.
Yeah.
And it's your connection point to the hologram that creates the reality you experience. And we can all have different imprints and implants in those areas, simply because we are here to experience different types of reality and different situations. Yeah. So my higher self guided me through to kind of release what held me back of imprints and implant, that held me kind of, pieces of me stuck in third and fourth dimensional realities. And when I did that, it was like I got a tremendous new flow that starts to flowing through my body. And this happened yesterday morning. And I've just been expanding and expanding and expanding into a tremendous feeling of freedom since.
Well, shall I put some codes on that?
Yes, you can, but be aware of one thing. This is something that each person needs to choose for themselves.
I think what they're saying to me, actually, Robert, is, and Inga, is that we need to be careful about what we put out there for a collective. It needs to be more individualized, because this is really, this information that's coming through is really pushing the boundary for some of us that are hitting our heads on here. Some people may not be at that level to expose them to that at the moment. So I think it's more about information.
Yes, it is.
And rather than the expansion of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what my higher self said to me. This is not something you can do collectively for everybody. This is a personal thing. Like we share our experience of way to work through blocks and situations that you can encounter in this process of releasing yourself. And you cannot remove these ones until you have worked your way through and learn what you were meant to learn from the different situations. You will get, like I did, the information from the inside out. Now is the time.
Yeah.
I have tried to release this for about 15 years, and I wasn't capable of releasing it until yesterday. Yeah. So I feel it's, but I feel it's important that people know of this. Also, because when it comes to the omega point and the knees, it's a perfect place to kind of connect to when you feel a lack of grounding, so that you can kind of really anchor yourself in and stand stable in this process, because it's so needed that we keep the grip on the reality, that we hold the connection to the hologram while we go through this. If not, we will just fly out and there will be no grounding point, and we cannot open and bring in and embody the energies. But I have learned to my thing is that I need to open, I need to go high, but then I need to bring it in and ground in, so that my body gets an understanding on a physical level.
Yes.
If not, it's just a flying idea, and it cannot be used for anything other than mind entertainment.
Yes, absolutely. And what I think that's what we can bring in to assist people with, which what I would like Robert to sort of bring through those codes for, is for the anchoring of the higher energies to be anchored into physicality. Time and time again, you see it. People start to switch on to their spiritual path. And I did it, absolutely, for many, many years, floating off like a big kite in the wind, sailing along like, oh, that's wonderful, but not being in body. And this is what they're really sort of on about at the moment, is really anchoring it down into the Earth's grid. So the reason why I was speaking to Inga yesterday was that this energetic exchange that's been going on, which is this information's come through that Inga's talking about, is for us to be aware of the potential for our timeline to experience, or when this actually happens, then we can then be aware of that. But for now, for today, certainly we can assist with helping you all anchor that down from that back of the knee position down into, and it usually shows for me like the back of the heel as well. So it goes down the back of the legs. So the subconscious mind goes into the heel. So a lot of the time when you see children walking around and their heels aren't hitting the floor, they walk on their tippy toes. A lot of the time, and there are a lot of these little kids, it's because they don't feel grounded in. They need to push their heels down so that they're anchored into the earth. They don't feel that they're in body. They're tippy toeing around. I used to do that all the time, walking my toes. So it's something that we need to be aware of to gauge that if anybody out there isn't walking into their heels, then you need to be looking at your grounding. So we can certainly go through that. There was also another subject that we wanted to talk about, which a potential experience that I had yesterday. So I was talking to Inga about all of this sort of thing, and it all came sort of through. So we want to talk about that first. So maybe we can set up the grid work, set about placing intentions into grounding people through the backs of their legs, through into the heels, to assist you to anchor. So thank you for Inga for that. And I think it's really important that for those that are here to really to make sure that they're anchored into physicality, doing in the physical. We're so off this planet most of the time that we need to really be here to be the best conduit that we can be, so that we can anchor more light in for the universe. Okay. So shall we set up our intention then to create a grid for connection? And then Robert can come in with some codes. Is that all right, Robert?
Yeah, perfect.
Fabulous. Anything else, Inga, that you want to talk about?
No, I'm just going to go into position and ground this energy. Yeah.
Okay. So my intention then is for you all to connect to these transmissions. Everything that we will bring through is for the greater good of all. Everything that no longer serves you, place that intention to let it go through your breath, through the energetic field, and be taken out and away to be transmuted into positive energy. And as we create this grid, it's going to be the greater good of all of us to upgrade our energetic field into our sovereignty of our light, to enable us to connect to higher levels of consciousness, but at the same time be embodied into the physical body through the backs of the knees and heels, down through those meridian lines into the connection with the crystalline grid, to enable us to anchor in that light just that little bit more firmly within our system. And just sort of just pop in those codes in. And just feel yourself be more in your body then. Well done. Okay, thank you, Robert.
So I'm going to assist in anchoring these higher energies in the earth grid through the Omega chakra to connect the hologram, ground, back and legs, to be the best conduit that we can be.
siŵr am maw kogaw. Dat is gybyd ag am eich joish. Just let go of anything that you feel that's holding you back from being in body. It might invoke some emotional states within you. If that does, then that needs to be cleared from the individual system. Just let us know how you're all feeling about being embodied. Okay, that's your good abanagish.
Let me bring in some tree energies then. Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Amania yakia kata namana oya kotone nemia kata eshanoi eketa emeni enatia kata namana iyokoyo kota ashia kamana akea koto emia naka piata.
I wish. Bien. That's your number. Just allow that to integrate. For some of you may feel that a little bit more than others. If you feel that you're off planet a little bit. So P said that she felt tingles all from her crown passed down her entire being and out of her feet. So P is probably been a really good code for you to really feel yourself a little bit more in your body. That will help and assist you. And Angel's feeling a little bit sweaty. Yeah, Patricia just said souls and soles of the bottom of your feet, soles. Oh, Janine's got a bluebird on her window now. That's beautiful. Thank you, Janine. Da sumakia tau kyoba bago xiao spapiat oish mbapiatash. Das mau go bawesh bas sumapias. Sio si isuash zomba guashias. Sio bawesias. Sua samba siwas. Siabaki da sua sisi. Subaki siwa kotwasya. Dala kokawesya bes sua si. Sukia susi sukia sa. Esyo ba sia kop esyo be suish. Sya ba go a sya ba go a suish. Syo ba subia kyo usya pukutia. Esyo ba ki esyo ba we sya. Dada wa sya ba we sya ba we. Got ba sya ba kwa sa we ma got swe. Swat ba we swe ba kwa swe ko ba wai. Go ba swe ko ba wem ba got wai. La we sio ba ko be se wo to ba pa ko we sio we lo pa ka e sio ba ki and awes olam pa ki e dam pa ka wesh da we sio ba ko kam pa tu wash sio gam ba ku as si wa ko awes sio pa ka wes jama ko wa we sha yeah thank you ba de ma ba ku sha
Jaza yi ator ji za ot shur o z o
Kasjukiat otorash. Yeah. Okay. I hope you're all well out there. Beautiful. I kept on getting in my head, be like a tree. It is. It's about really being like a tree. Really being like a tree, okay? So they kept on repeating that in my ear. So be like a tree. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
And it's also very important to keep the focus on the heart, because on this level and with these shifts we are working with right now, all expansion takes place through the openness and grounding in the heart. It's the heart that expands out, connects you, bring back, expands out, connects you, and bring back. Every proper or solid expansion happens to the heart and cannot happen any other way. Yeah.
Thank you for that. How are you feeling, Robert?
I'm good.
So the other thing that Inga and I wanted to talk about was the experience that I had yesterday that both Inga and I've had before.
Yeah,
but I really wanted to sort of like share this out to everybody about potentials as you raise in your vibration. So the deeper that you go, you'll find that you'll have conscious downloads. Okay, so some of you may have already experienced that, and they literally feel like you're a computer and you're having a bit of a download. It comes in. You might get like a buzz in your ear, or you might get this conscious or download of energy that runs through. Everybody will have a different experience with it, of how they experience it. But what I wanted to talk about was that everybody should be aware the potential of a big surge of energy coming through your energy field and flushing through your system, for getting you ready for basically a shift, a big shift. Now, when these happen, it can feel a little bit crazy. I did a little bit on this on my YouTube video today. If you haven't watched that, then we wanted to talk about this live, and if you've got any questions about it. But if you feel that you are being called to rest, meaning feeling really tired all of a sudden, lay down. If you're laying down, then if this surge happens, you're going to be in the position where you're safe and not falling, okay? And what happens is your body will automatically want to take you to the floor or on the bed. And at this point, what you'll find is that it's almost like you'll get convulsions and big shakes that run through the whole of the body. If that happens, you are very conscious of it in your mind. But when you get to that point to actually receive those sorts of downloads and sort of clearings, it would be that you'll be a little bit more conscious and aware of what's going on as regards to not going too much into fear, because your emotions would be a little bit more stable at this point. But if you do feel that this happens and you're going into fear, don't worry about it. It's fine. All is well. Okay. But what happens is that the body will go into it almost looks like, if you're from an outward point of view, like a seizure. Okay, it's not a seizure, but if anybody does have epilepsy or anything like that, then please obviously take that into consideration. But we're talking about upgrades of energetic flow of higher frequencies of light. Okay, so the what happens is you will literally go into physical body shakes and quite violent body shakes as well. If that happens, just watch it from inside of yourself and just feel yourself continually in your body. Push the energy out of your feet and out of your hands as if you're just doing a normal clearing of your energy, and use your breath. Because sometimes, and it happened to me yesterday, it can be quite painful. All right. So I don't want anybody going into any fear. This is quite a natural process. It is quite beautiful once it does happen, because it gives you a good old flush through. But if it does happen to you, my guides wanted us to talk about this today, was that everybody then will have the heads up and go like, okay, so it's one of those. It's a big flush through, rather than just like little bits coming off you or little blocky bits. But a big download like that can be a little bit scary when it happens for the first time. I was on the phone to Inga at the time. the second wave that came through, I was going, hang on a minute. But it is all is well. You've had those before, haven't you, Inga?
I had a lot of them. When I started to get the huge downloads after harmonic convergence in 87, I had a hard time because my children were small, and mother was sitting like,
yes,
like, it looks crazy, right? And it looks like these little dolls that you put a rope on and you move the hands and the fingers. So in order to explain it actually to my children, I said, oh, it's mother's guides. They are bored, so they are playing with mama's body. And the kids understood that. But what really took place is that when this high energy comes in and there's density in the body, it goes like light comes in, it hits the density and it flashes back and you get a reaction. But that reaction makes those points of density kind of crack open. So I either shake my body, or I have a tendency, I like to walk. It's like my body is very comfortable when I can walk back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Somehow that is something that my body can relax. Yeah. So we all have different types of ways our bodies, we can comfort our bodies when these things take place, but it can be, as you said, to the degree of scary. Because it's extremely intense, and it's something no one ever tells us about this on beforehand. It just happens.
Yeah. There's a couple of little questions in there. So Adele said, how long do they last for? I mean, it seems like forever, but then really quick. It's really weird. Time doesn't really. I would say in linear timeline, it would probably be. The first one was probably about 10 minutes. So they're 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then they sort of lessen as they go. Yeah, and it can be quite intense. The ones that I've received before are really intense, but I don't know whether that would be for everybody or not, but it just depends on the individuals. But just be aware of that. And Piper Sniff has just said we used to dance like that in the 80s, Inga.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Like an Egypt.
So we wanted to sort of come on and just really sort of put it out there for those that
Yeah, and there was another thing I wanted to mention when we talk about just this subject, is that I can have a tendency I just want to throw up. And what I have learned from my higher self is that, we have several energetic bodies. And when the downloads comes, they penetrate through all of them. Not all of the etheric bodies we have might be equally cleared and balanced in the relationship of each other. And when that happens, that's when I want to throw up, because they are not spinning in balance. So I actually learned to put my hands up and slowly descend them and connect to all the different bodies and try to harmonize them again and again and again.
Yeah.
And that's
really
actually
good.
Can help me a lot. And grounding in the Omega also helps me, because it gives my body, when I get nauseous, I tend to feel a little bit swayy. But when I can ground, and I usually stand on the floor and I bend my knees just a little bit, because when you do, it's like you manage to connect and you can stand solid. And when I then can connect to my Omega, it tends to balance the nauseous feeling at least a bit.
Yeah. So everybody will have just different ways. So so a bit of feeling maybe of nausea, nauseous, sort of physical body shakes, and like Angel said, that go to sleep. You might actually just be conked out. However you've however you experience it, then just be aware of that may occur within your system as they're doing these sort of like big flushes through.
I want to answer. Carol is having a question. I have mass food intolerance. So do I. I get hungry. I can't fast. Why do we get bad digestion like working in starch seeds? One of the first things I learned when I started this process way back in time was that if we have stored anger or fear or hardcore emotions, when those release, we tend to get what we call a bad digestion. So it can have, I don't say it always have, but it can have to do with releasing density in those areas.
Yeah, definitely. And it's sometimes what happens with the food, isn't it? Is that like yesterday where I had all of that sort of flashing through, I really felt that I needed to eat an awful lot of heavy food. So I so I sort of grabbed some heavier foods than I would normally not sort of that I have in the fridge, and I just felt the need to eat after that experience and then sleep as well. So it's very interesting. Have you had anything like that before, Robert?
I had it on with the ayahuasca ceremony. I had a download for about, I think, an hour, but I was not aware of time. But it was a real massive download. It was really like on cellular level, everything was shifting.
Yeah.
And it's recognizable that because you find ways to ground. That's why you start eating. Like you're starting eating heavily. It's like just finding food which is helping you to ground inside. But I think that maybe it will help if we help people connect to their omega chakra. Because a lot of people, like Bible slippers, are like, is it called omega chakra? They're not aware of it. So that if we start,
is that how you spell it, Inga? Omega.
Yeah.
OMEGA. Omega. Yeah. Omega. Yeah. It has a counterpoint which is around here called alpha. And when a person's spiritual awakening start, those points are open between the alpha and the omega, so that the higher dimensions can start to flow into your field. But that happened years ago. But they were kind of closed up in earlier times.
Fabulous. Okay, any of those questions that are going on through here? So P had a bit of a terrible tummy as well yesterday. So yeah, you might be finding a lot of stuff going on around the sort of your tummy area.
Actually, yesterday and the day before was very targeting the stomach area and the clearing. Yeah, I think a lot of us actually react to chemicals in the food. It's not natural, and our bodies, as they get more sensitive again,
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Okay, so we've got Warren's in the house as well. So hello, Warren. Hope you're well. Right, so what are we going to... and Paul's in as well. Okay, so thank you for joining us, everybody. So we're on a little bit of a sort of understanding, letting you understand that these energies are really getting very intense, and just make sure that that we're grounding, basically, is the message, isn't it? Okay, so did you want to do that then, Robert? Place the intention of connecting us down.
Oh yes.
On that then,
and for everybody.
Yeah.
So to open the connection from the heart to the omega and the alpha chakras and other chakras we don't even are aware of, to help us to integrate these stronger energies, to get rid of the density. Shields all, shields
Shubadam. Tässä on medikiittu, kun rantajuus. Look, I feel really sleepy.
Sorry.
Everybody feel sleepy. Who else has said I was feeling sleepy? I think it was P saying I feel a bit sleepy. So I'll just leave it up to you then, guys. I'm just going to go and have a little nap down there with your work. I'll just listen in. I do honestly feel really, really sleepy.
Feet on the floor and fall back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just see that Claire said I need assistance with boundaries. If you want assistance with boundaries, connect to your Omega chakra, because connecting to the Omega chakra helps you become present enough in your reality to hold the boundaries.
Yeah, that's quite funny. She says, and they're saying, no, you don't need assistance. Do it yourself.
Yes, exactly. You do it yourself.
Come on, Claire. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. I think that's the thing, is that it's interesting, isn't it? Because, sort of there's one hand that we're so used to sort of reaching out and then, receiving these from other people and stuff. But comes a time when we have to take our own empowerment into hands and step forward and say, no, I'm going to do this myself. And sometimes it's good to have those connections with other people, because there'll be like these key codes, and I think we've spoken about those before. As you with the different people, they will have codes for you to sort of feel that you're connecting with somebody that will actually have a code for you to enable you to rise through to the next stage of the evolution. And that just sort of comes quite naturally as well. I met up with two friends today, and just by being in their presence, which was really very lovely, because we don't often get to be in people's energy field physically, not lately anyway. That just by being in their presence actually gave me some codes. So it's important that when we can get about, to connect up and meet up with like-minded souls that are around you, because it's very virtual when we're on Zoom and StreamYard, isn't it? But it's nice when you actually meet up with people. So yeah. How many people were on the retreat that you went on? Just you two? Did you meet up with them?
Yeah, and two helpers.
Oh, so it was very.
Yeah, Patricia was really channeling the central sun.
Wow.
So it was really amazing. It was a large trip. It took about 12 hours.
Wow.
Really interesting.
Yeah, very good. I think Pipey, did you need some help, Pipey? He's magnetically stuck to the chair with his feet on the floor. Feels so heavy. Good. Just floating off a bit, Pipey.
Keep sit there a while.
Yeah, you need to integrate that, my lovely.
Having the presence of you there.
Yeah, go and have a bit of banana bread. You'll be all right.
So probably eat too much of that.
Oh, he likes it. No, it's amazing. Oh, that's good then. I'm pleased. Normally floating off into the universe, but he's anchored into his chair magnetically in that So yes, that's a really good thing. But like Angel, just really very sweet. She said, just breathe, hold and release should help balance it out. Thank you, Angel, for that. Okay, let's see if we've got any other information that's going to come through.
What I'm getting is that it's very important that we share the experiences we have, because we are all entering into new territory.
Yeah.
There are no textbook. So when I share my thing and Nicola and Robert share their stuff, what they go through, that is the pathway we are sharing, and those experiences is our teaching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody have their own truth. And I can't say that my truth is better than anything else, but I can say I had that experience.
Yes.
And someone can learn from that. That is great. If you don't, that doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I think that's important, isn't it, Inga? Is that, if there's something that we're experiencing, then let's speak about it, because it will, it's just like those sort of convulsions that I had yesterday, which to most people, if they didn't know about that would really scare them and put them into fear. So when we experience something, let's talk, let's communicate, let's put it out there. It's like, all of us, the way that we feel. So it's great that you're commenting, so that we can sort of have a look and say, oh, actually, maybe I don't want to speak about that, but I can see, I've experienced that. And then it makes things a little bit more simpler in your mind to cope with all these things. Like Inga said, is very, very different to what we've ever experienced before, or what has been written. It's like you say, it is the ascension process that we're going through, and these will be very new experiences, and some things will be so surreal, but it's the ego mind that needs to adjust to I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm sort of putting some codes in something. Okay, tell me about that in a minute, will you? Thank you. But yeah, so just da siya na gana makiata na bisyo na makiata na gana makiata ay shuye pa pa gana makura na bisyo na gana wani mukura na gana makiata. Da siya ba gana makikito ba bisyo na bedin makukranta da bisyo na makiata. Dan siya na gana makiata na betur bisyo na makiata pa gana makiata. Ora mak. Au shakaya mak ayawak amawak a. Sure, yeah, do. Da. Malagada shuya because Baragana Makiata dang dog dang don't. Okay. Let me just ask what that was all about. It's always good to up-level the human mind into understanding. So if you experience something but you're not too sure, make sure that you're understanding from a mind point of view, a Nicola point of view, a Robert and Inga point of view, and everybody else's point of view is, what does that mean? How does that up-level in my human understanding of what's going on? So it's always good to ask about the information, get clarification for other people. So I'm just going in to ask, that's your makiata, with your makiatan, that exists the makiatan, I show you makiatan. Okay, they're talking about the energy that sits just behind the solar, that's sort of near the solar plexus, behind the belly button. Okay, so as well as the heart center, this space is very, very important for the evolutionary scale of embodiment into the high levels of consciousness. This also is a point, a portal to your inner world. There are many clearings of this field of energy. It is linked in many ways to different aspects of yourself and far beyond your greater knowing. It is like diving into a pool of water. As you dive in, you also create ripples of experience, which you do not know where and when and how and why they're going to go in different directions. But they always will go and flow in the direction that is needed. There will be a sense of fluidity running through the inner world. Some of you may experience as if you are floating in water itself. This is a new realm of all possibilities. And it is indeed when you venture into this field of energy that you find yourself in a different dimension. And this point of interconnectivity then links into the heart. It comes from a different perspective, far from front, back, side, and forward and back. So rather than this, and this, you go in, it gives another direction that links up through this tummy, coming up through into the heart. It gives almost like a different perspective they're showing me. So it's like you're going in, but the world within you is far greater than you could ever imagine it to be. But as you look in, you're looking to the back of the center of the heart. So the heart is here to the front of the chest and the heart is behind you. But when you go into the solar plexus up through into the inner world, you then see it from different perspectives in center. It is almost like a bridge between the two. Here is a great reflection of who you truly are from both worlds in all directions from the inner perspective. So you dive into the inner place here in the center, rise up into the heart, but your attention focus is in between the two reality of physicality. It gives great scope for deep realizations and inner strength. Because remember that everything inside of you is like a projector. Everything inside of yourself that needs to be cleared out, old junk, etc., old shadow self, is reflected in the outside world, just like a projector that is going through a lens of a projector itself out into your outward reality. So the inward journey, the inner world, is like that of a crevice between the conscious and the unconscious worlds. You go up into the heart. And within these perspectives, there are also inner availabilities to connect with other dimensions far beyond your greater knowing. They're going to leave it there, they're saying, because it can get a bit more complicated. But what they wanted to show us, that everything is inside of yourself at a deeper level of understanding. And we used the analogy before on a YouTube channel with Nicola, Dasiomagia, the other day, about the projector, but it has really, really sunk into Nicola's head about this imagery, which we wanted to bring forward yet again. It is not the outward world. Remember this. This is not real. This inside is real. This is reality, all inside. This is only a projection of the inner world. So always go in. It is always inside of you. It is not what's outside of yourself. There is a lot more to reality inside than outside. You see all of this around you that looks so big. It is only tiny, tiny, tiny to what is inside of yourself. So that information's got to come through a deeper level of understanding. Okay. Thank you. very important, they're saying, 2 messages, key here, ground in, make sure you're grounding and go inside of yourself. That's me done for the day.
Good. I love that one. That was really, really good.
Oh,
cool. Yeah.
It was really funny. As they were taking me in, it looked like there was an outer shell. It was really very strange inside of my head then, which usually not strange inside my head. But it's like there was a cliff edge. Okay, so there's like a cliff edge here, which was the front of the body. You go in through the tummy and you go up, but there's a cliff edge this side. Okay, and with that, what happens is that you go in, but in this inner space here, you have the availability to connect to both worlds. The conscious and that subconscious mind within here creates all of this that's more this way. Is that right? That it's far beyond the greater knowing. So all of this is projected outward of yourself, but all of this here is stuff that's not necessarily available to you. I'm just gonna get my charger. Interesting.
Yes. Absolutely. And that is one of the reasons why I have had this feeling for quite some time that embodiment, grounding embodiment, is like such a key to really make this shift. So that everything you kind of have something to anchor itself within us.
Yeah.
Within our field, yeah.
It's the story of the inside-out tennis ball.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the whole universe is in you.
Yeah.
It really resonates with what Nicola was telling.
Yeah.
What the hell were you doing?
What's I doing? Well, because I've got the other. Yeah, because I just literally got my little white laptop. Because my other ones, I need to take that back to the shop. I didn't. I just put it on, and then I was like going all over the place on the screen. So I just had to plug me in. I just got to take the charger. So from going inside and channeling consciousness, I go and charge up the laptop. Come on, lady. There we go. So that was interesting, but 2 very, very strong messages that were coming through today. Wasn't it, Louise?
That's so perfect because we are in such a, I call it pre-wave for preparing for a bigger shift.
Yeah.
And in order for that, as I said to Robert, grounding and embodiment. And the more you ground, the more you can open and the more you can receive, because the more of that you can anchor in. If you can't anchor in and embody it doesn't matter. It don't become matter. It doesn't matter. It's, as I said, it ends up becoming mind entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's not where we are going, not this time. Not this girl.
No, me neither. No, absolutely. It is about making it. It's changing and shifting this world's reality from old paradigm structures, education, everything, to new structures. So what we're doing is building the energetics of it, the grid work systems, anchoring it in, but we've still got to create the platforms, the educational systems, the mental health services, the new ways of doing things, the financial systems. This all needs to be created. How food is harvested, how everything has to be created. And that can't happen if we're not anchoring it down into our system to then have that as our creations of our new reality, because we won't be able to anchor that in if we're floating off floaty up there because it feels good. You came here to do some work to create the new world. And so our purpose work, it will only come when we're embodied and connected. We have to bring it in.
I think for most people, being in nature will help enormously. So Inger has the connection with trees. You have the connection with trees. I've been around trees with barefoot in the grass for the whole week, and it's really helping. And it's also a nice bridge to what Starseed U. If we're talking about the new world and the platform, Starseed U is also a platform in which we manifest everything. And maybe not everybody knows that if you are a subscriber for Starseed U, you can see everything. So for some people it maybe be a little hindrance to be a subscriber, but I learned that everybody subscribed to Facebook, so that's not a hindrance. So, but that's what we do. We create a new platform, a new ideologically world where we teach everything and help everything for this.
It's all those new things that are coming in.
Yeah.
So Robert and I have actually got, speaking about Starseed U, Robert and I have actually got an event, haven't we, on the 17th?
Yeah.
So it's looking at releasing fear, collective fear. So it's a healing session with Richard. I just saw Richard's name there. With Richard, come along, Richard. With Robert, it's got an R. And sign up for that session, because I think it's that 2-hour session with me and you for like $33, which is just like ridiculous. So sign up. There's limited spaces. So that's on the I can't remember what time.
It's not the 17th. The 17th is the free one.
Oh, the 17th is the free one.
17th is the free one. The 27th.
Oh, the 27th.
Is the sign up for the 2 hours. The 17th we're going to work on fear indeed, and the 27th we're going to really do a healing. Yeah.
I'm just do you know what I didn't do? I didn't share it on Facebook.
We're just working it out.
Yeah.
This was only for the Cool Collective.
Yeah, this was just the Cool Collective. Yeah. So we got events on there. If you don't quite understand about light language, there's light language courses. Robert's got some activation things going on there. Robert and I have got a joint healing 1-to-1 as well. There's lots of cool things happening, lots of new instructors coming on there. If you need to know a lot about the Schumann resonance with S.A. Smith, everything like that. We've got sound healers yoga, all sort of stuff going on there. Things for children, Mindful Panda and Kind Kids. There's those little courses on there. So please share that information out for your friends, so that it just helps support the everybody else that's going on that journey of that ascension. And it's all information that's coming through that's intuitive, and that's our purpose work that we're sharing with you in online courses for you there.
I can hardly think about it, but that maybe if somebody didn't subscribe to your YouTube yet, please do.
Yes. My YouTube channel, I must say, I love my YouTube channel, and if anybody hasn't subscribed, please go on and subscribe. There's a link. And also Robert's got his YouTube channel as well. The information that we do on there is really very amazing. I must say, some of my whiteboard stuff amazes me sometimes. It does complicate things for my mind. And I'm like, as I'm doing it, I'm like, what are you saying? So check those out. And Robert does, how many times do you do that? Once a week, twice a week?
Twice a week.
Twice a week.
And that's going to be increased with Patricia.
Nice.
And I have to do my own videos now as well. So.
Yeah, and you did one the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, first time.
Yeah, amazing. So I can't believe that's an hour gone already.
Powerful hour.
Yeah, that was good. That was really interesting. Thank you, guides and multidimensional aspects, higher selves, the universe, any holies out there, any space fairies, elementals, trees, elements, everybody that comes to assist us. We really do appreciate guidance and information that comes through. It's very, very important to share, to come together, to collaborate. And thank you everybody so much. We really do appreciate you turning up every week and anchoring in the light from your perspectives. So we're just going to let go of everybody. So we're just going to release ourselves from everybody else's energetic field, really anchor into your own right in separation, but knowing that we can connect to everybody as and when we can. Yeah, wonderful. Anything else to say, guys? Yes, thank you very much. Inga, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah,
just fun. May I just end the show with a little tree blessing?
Yes.
That was just, yeah. No, it only takes 30 seconds to give a blessing, and I just love doing it.
Yeah.
That's my ego trip. Okay. Shamienania akia kata ayamania ashianaka shiakatana amianatoi eshemania kiatoi.
Dai mamash. Mamash. Beautiful. That was lovely. God, I love a tree. Go and hug one, guys. Be surprised. Go connect. Cool. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. And I'm sure we'll see you this time next week, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.